Good morning, students. This is your mathematics section for grade 7th. Okay, students, the last week we have revised some of the portion, right? Yes. This week also we are going to revise the remaining portions. Last week we have revised properties of addition, properties of subtraction, properties of division, and properties of multiplication. These four we have revised in the last week. Today we are going to revise the problems based on operation of integers, that is application based problems. Okay. Today and Friday we are going to revise these all the problems. Listen carefully. Okay, our first question is example 15. It is on page number 16. Okay, example 15, page number 16. Listen, assume the distance above the ground is represented by positive integers and that below the ground by negative integers. They are telling the distance above the ground we will represent it by the positive integers. Okay, above the ground means we need to represent it by positive integer. Positive integer means number with a sign plus. Okay, positive integers, and below the ground means negative integers. Negative integer means number with a sign minus is called negative integers. Okay, assume the distance above the ground is represented by positive integers and that below the ground by negative integers. Okay, so first question, an elevator descends into a mine shaft at a rate of 8 meter per minute. What will be its position after 120 minutes? An elevator descends into a mine shaft at a rate of 8 meter per minute. What will be its position after 120 minutes? This is the first question. An elevator. Elevator means lift. It is descends. Descends means it is going down. Okay. Descent means it is going down into a mine shaft. Mine shaft means on hole or narrow hole. Okay, an elevator descends into a mine shaft at a rate of 8 meter per minute. It is going down into a mine shaft at a rate of 8 meter per minute. 1 meter it is going down for 1 minute. It is going down for 8 meter. Okay, going down, it is down, it is decreasing. So an elevator descends into a mine shaft at a rate of 8 meter per minute. 1 minute it is going down for 8 meter. We are going to find what will be its position after 120 minutes. What will be its position after 120 minutes? This is question. Okay, first rate of descent. Rate of descent is equal to, it is given in the question, 8 meter per minute. It is going down, so we will write it as minus 8 meter per minute. Already in the question they have given below the ground by negative numbers. We need to represent the below the ground value by negative numbers. The elevated distance, it is going down, so it is going down the ground, so we are mentioning it as negative numbers. So rate of descent is equal to minus 8 meter per minute. Understand? Okay, so next, what will be its position after 120 minute? Okay, so its position after 120 minute is equal to, for 1 minute it is going down for minus 8 meter. We are going to calculate for 120 minutes. So what will you do? We will, yes, multiply both the numbers, right? So minus 8 into 120 is minus 960. Okay, minus 8 into, so minus 8 into 120 is minus 960 meter. So it is 960 meter below the ground, because we get the answer in minus, right? So minus means it is 960 meter below the ground. Okay, it is a position after 120 minutes. After 120 minutes it is 960 meter below the ground. Understand? Okay, second question, if it begins to descend from 30 meter above the ground, what will be its position after 50 minutes? It begins to descend from 30 meter above the ground. What will be its position after 50 minutes? Okay, our second question is, if it begins to descend from 30 meter above the ground, what will be its position after 50 minutes? Initially, the elevator is in the place of 30 meter above the ground. Okay, we are going to find what will be its position after 50 minutes. So first find the position after 50 minutes, then you will be getting an answer. Add that answer with this number. Okay, if it begins to descend from 30 meter above the ground, what will be its position after 50 minutes? Initially, the elevator is at the point of 30 meter above the ground. Then we are going to find what will be its position after 50 minutes. Okay, listen. So rate of descent is equal to Already we know minus 8 meter per minute. 1 minute it is going down for 8 meters. So minus 8 meter per minute. So position after 50 minute. Position after 50 minute is equal to minus 8 into 50, that is minus 400 meter. Okay. Rate of descent is minus 8 meter per minute. Then position after 50 minute is equal to minus 8 into 50, that is minus 400 meter. Then it started 30 meter above the ground. Its position after 50 minute is equal to, initially it is starting 30 meter above the ground. Okay, 30 meter above the ground. Its position after 50 minute is equal to, after 50 minutes we got one answer, right? So minus 400, then add this 30. Why we are adding? Because 30 meter is above the ground. Above the ground means we will represent it by positive integer, right? So minus 400 plus 30. Minus 400 plus 30, both the numbers are having different sign. So we need to subtract both the numbers. 400 minus 30 is 370. Then put the greater number sign. So minus 370 is the answer. So position of the elevator is 370 meter below the ground because it is negative number. So position of the elevator is 370 meter below the ground. This is the answer. Understand? Okay, we can move to the next question. Next one is example 16. Example 16. An online test is valid only if a student attempt all the questions. For every correct answer, 5 marks awarded, and for every wrong answer 1 mark is deducted. An online test is valid only if a student attempt all the questions. An online test is valid only if the student attempt all the questions. If the student is attempting all the question, means that online test is valid. Okay, for every correct answer they are giving 5 marks. For every correct answer 5 marks are awarded, and for every wrong answer 1 mark is deducted. For every wrong answer they are reducing 1 mark. Okay, this is a question. Next, first question is, Deepak got a valid result. Deepak got a valid result. Valid result means he is attending all the questions, right? Yes, Deepak got a valid result with a score of 60 marks, though he got 15 correct answer. Okay, Deepak got a valid result with a score of 60 marks. His total mark is 60 and he got 15 correct answers. This is the first question. Second question is, Geeta also got a valid result but scored minus 10, though she got 5 correct answers. Geeta got a valid result but scored minus 10. Geeta's total score is minus 10 and he got 5 correct answers. What is the total mark for Deepak? Deepak is 60. For Geeta minus 10. Deepak got 15 correct answer. Geeta got 5 correct answer. Okay, our question is, how many questions did each of them answered incorrectly? We are going to find the number of incorrect question. Okay, in the question they have given the correct answer, how many correct answers they have given. We need to find how many incorrect answers. Okay, so first write the step. Marks for every correct answer. Marks for every correct answer is 5. Marks for every incorrect answer is minus 1 because they are reducing minus 1, right? 1 mark, right? So minus 1. So marks for every correct answer is 5. Then marks for every incorrect answer is minus 1. First question. Okay, first Deepak's total mark. What is Deepak's total mark? Deepak's total mark is 60, right? 60. Then Deepak number of correct answer is 15. This much we have, that they have given the question. Next, marks scored for incorrect answer. Okay, next we are going to find the marks scored for incorrect answer. So how many correct answer? The 15 correct answer, 1 correct answer. They are giving how many marks? 5 marks. Here they are 15 correct answer. So 15 into 5 is 75. This is the marks for correct answer. Deepak's number of correct answer is 15. So marks for correct answer is 15 into 5, that is 75 marks. Okay, understand? Okay, next we are going to find incorrect answers marks. Incorrect answer mark. Okay, incorrect answer mark is equal to total mark minus marks for correct answer. Okay, total mark minus marks for correct answer. What is the total mark? This is the total mark, right? 60 minus marks for correct answer. This is the marks for correct answer, that is 75. 60 minus 75 is, what is the answer? Both numbers are having different sign. One number is greater, another number is small. So put the greater number sign. So our answer is minus 15. So this is the marks for incorrect answer. We need to find how many incorrect questions are there. Okay, how many incorrect questions. So number of incorrect answer is equal to minus 15, that is marks for incorrect answer divided by marks for every incorrect answer. Okay, incorrect answer mark, that is minus 15, divided by marks for every incorrect answer, that is minus 1. Minus 15 divided by minus 1 is 15. Okay, minus 15 divided by minus 1 is 15. This is our answer. Understand? Yes. Okay, second question. Geeta's total mark. Geeta's total mark is minus 10. Okay, this is minus 10. Geeta's total mark is minus 10. Geeta's number of correct answer is 5, right? So Geeta's total mark is minus 10 mark. Geeta's number of correct answer is 5. So marks scored for correct answer is 5 into 5 is 25. For one question, for one correct answer, they are giving 5 marks. So here Geeta wrote 5 correct answers. So 5 into 5 is 25 marks. Okay. So negative marks, that is marks for incorrect answer, is equal to minus 10. That is total mark minus correct answer mark. So minus 10 minus 25 is minus 35. So number of incorrect answer is equal to minus 35. That is negative mark divided by number of marks for incorrect answer. Okay, marks for incorrect answer, they are reducing 1 mark. So minus 35 divided by minus 1 is equal to 35. Minus 35 divided by minus 1 is equal to 35. This is the answer. Understand? Very, very important question. Okay. Okay, our next question. On the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti, 2 packs of stamps are distributed in a classroom having 25 students, so that each student got the same amount of stamps. If each bag contained 125 stamps, how many stamps did each student get? Okay, this is the question. On the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti, 2 packs of stamps are distributed in a classroom having 25 students. On the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti, they are distributing 2 packs of stamps in the class. Total number of students is 25. Okay, so that each student got the same amount of stamps. All students are getting the same amount of stamps. If each pack contain 125 stamps, in one pack 125 stamps are there. Okay, so we are going to find how many stamps did each student get. This is the question. So first, stamp contained in each pack. Stamps contained in each pack is how many stamps? How many stamps contained in each pack? 125 stamps. Yes, 125. So stamps contained in 2 pack is equal to 1 pack. There is 125. For 2 pack, how will you find for 2 packs? 2 packs is equal to 125 into 2. Okay, 125 into 2, that is 250. So stamps contained in each pack is equal to 125. Stamps contained in 2 pack is equal to 125 into 2 is 250. So total number of students. Next, total number of students. How many students are there? Total number of students is 25. Okay. Total number of students is 25. Okay. So stamps got by each student is equal to how many stamps? Okay, that is the question. So total number of student is 25. Total number of stamp is 250, right? So stamp got by each student is equal to this total number of stamps divided by total number of student. Okay, total number of stamps divided by total number of students. So total number of stamp is 250 divided by 25. 250 divided by 25. Okay, at first stamps contained in each pack is 125. So stamp contained in 2 pack is 125 into 2, that is 250. Then total number of stamp is 25. Then stamps got by each student is equal to 250 divided by 25. 250 divided by 25. So when you are dividing 250 by 25, your answer will be 10. Okay, understand? So stamp got by each student is 10. Okay. So again I am explaining, stamp contained in each pack is 125. So one pack it is 125. For 2 packs 125 into 2, that is 250. So total number of students in this classroom is 25. So stamps got by each student is equal to 250 divided by 25. 250 divided by 25 is 10. So student stamps got by each student is 10. Okay, understand? This is the sum. It is an exercise 1C 4B. Okay, exercise 1C 4B. Okay, students, today we have revised 3 application based problems. Remaining problems we can see in the next class. Okay, thank you all.